Okay guys, here we are for round 4. Hand looks just fine. We're up against Tahiri, and we'll see what we're up against, hopefully. Either red-green or potentially Naya. Ooh, I do hate the lag though. Looks like Ravager. Okay. So most likely going to be up against Bonfire, possibly Whip Flare or Slag Storm. So now next turn we can either drop Talia to kind of play around, well, to kind of slow down the acceleration, but I mean then again Talia does lose to Whip Flare, but then if he has Slag Storm it kind of stops the Slag Storm for a turn, so we could either do that or we could drop Gather. I kind of like dropping Gather here instead, just because it allows our Silver Blade the next turn to be much bigger. Bigger of a pump at least. So if he's got the Rampant Growth this turn, Talia is not really the card I'm looking at. I'd rather just go Gather here, and then if he has Whip Flare, we kind of play around Whip Flare a little bit and force the Slag Storm. Hopefully he doesn't have the Gut Shot. That would be a little awkward. And he did have the Slag Storm, unfortunately. Alright, so at this point we want to drop Vanguard into Talia. Just to kind of keep the pressure up, save Fiend Hunter for his first Titan. Then if he has like a second Slag Storm or Whip Flare backup, it is a little rough, but looks like he's just gearing up for Titan next turn. And does he have a second Slag Storm? He has a Bonfire. So this deck has a lot of hate towards our little guys. Definitely going to be bringing in our Day of Judgments, kind of going bigger. Here comes Titan. Oh, I guess not. I think now we just go ahead and just keep pushing. He could have a number of other cards here. We just want to keep on pushing forward, saving our Fiend Hunter for the inevitable Titan. just has another Slag Storm. Okay. Yeah, the triple Wrath is a little rough. This could be Green Sun potentially, or just Titan. So he's probably going to go on the Inkmoth Nexus plan. Yep, there it is. So he's able to pump Nexus up to 5 this turn, so we're pretty much dead in the water if he goes Inkmoth Nexus plan. Or I guess he just has another Slag Storm. Okay. So I don't know if we can win against 4 Slag Storm effects. Alright. So see now, he can almost kill us with Inkmoth this turn. We might just be dead in the water here. Alright, he does have Titan backup, so we're almost certainly dead right now if he goes to the Inkmoth plan. So one potential change that I thought of in this deck is having a number of Ghost Quarters. A lot of it depends on how much Ravager you end up seeing. Definitely good against Ravager. It's good against Naya. You know, so there definitely are applications to it. There's probably enough room in this deck for maybe 1 or 2 Ghost Quarters, but with the 4 Caverns, it's, you know, it can kind of go either way. Being able to have smooth mana is really nice, but so up against this deck, we're going to be definitely running Day of Judgment, bringing in Swords, O-Rings, Crusaders, Fiend Hunters, probably Relic Warder. So he has a ton of just Wrath effects. With that, our early game is a little bit out the window. So kind of with this plan, we just kind of want to get ready for a little bit of a bigger threat. The problem with this side of it is that, you know, he's able to develop and then drop his Titan, and he goes bigger than we do. But at the same time, I mean, with so many Wrath effects, we really just want to stick either Mirren Crusader or Silverblade Paladin and then use War and Peace to get there. That's kind of our plan. And I think this is going to be kind of how we want to have it set up. Talia is still okay. I mean, we have Honor the Pure, O-Ring, Sword, Day of Judgment, you know, so as in terms of spells. Do we want to play a Champion instead? Well, I think Talia is still fine. It kind of slows him down almost as much. Hand is not ideal, but we will take it. Ravager is definitely, it's a hard matchup, for sure, with all the Wrath effects. We lose a lot of value on our Fiend Hunters and Relic Warders just because you can continually Wrath the team. You know, one potential option if Ravager is more popular is to use Nevermore to stop the actual casting of Titan. As one option, so I'm not sure it has a big enough presence in the format right now to really account for that. It's because you see a lot more Delver, Esper mid-range, Naya, which are much more aggressive, where Nevermore is, it certainly has applications to like Bonfire as an example, but I found the card to be a little bit clunky. So now he probably has like upwards of eight Wrath effects in his deck right now, which is pretty rough. And then he has Beast Within to take care of our artifacts or O-rings, so it's not ideal, but we'll try it. This is definitely one of the decks I really did not want to see in this tournament. Like here, I mean, we need to sort of on some level walk into the Wrath just because we need to push damage here. We're kind of stuck in a rough spot where we have to Wrath. We have to walk into it, but we need to push damage, so. And kind of the more pump effects we're able to get really help us here in this matchup. One card that I had thought of a little bit was Mutagenic Growth, just because it sort of helps against the Bonfire shenanigans. So now we're definitely going to be holding back here. unless I kill someone right now, just to not overextend too much. Like, Silverblade Paladin has been such a beating in this deck. I'm really happy with his performance. He's been doing really, really well. One other card that I saw used to really great effect, which potentially could be a sideboard option, is Nearheath Pilgrim. And, you know, the combination of like Nearheath Pilgrim and Silverblade Paladin is just ridiculous in terms of life gain. So against some of the more aggro matchups, it might be alright. Problem is, it does have a 1 toughness, so, you know, cards like Bonfire are still just really good against it, or any kind of removal. But I mean, it's still, you know, a 2-power creature for 2, so it does have application. Yeah. There's a couple cards I'm sort of toying with in the sideboard there. So he does have the Combust. Okay. That is definitely unfortunate. One of the problems is because Delver is so popular and Esper midrange is popular right now, it brings Combust into the red sideboards, which hurts our deck quite a bit, just because the main target is going to be used on Angel. But I feel like we have enough of a high end, we don't really want to have Angel in this deck. It's just, it doesn't really do what we want to do. So now he's getting ready for Titan. Basically, if he Titans next turn, we just O-ring it, keep bashing. If he drops like another Titan, we might have to Wrath or drop Riders to get through. So here is Titan number 1. Guess he's kind of going for the long game here. So now if he has Beast Within or Naturalize for the O-Ring, it's going to be a little interesting. Then he gets to blow us out. And we might just have to like Day Judgment afterwards. The other problem with up against Ravager is they essentially have 30 life just because of the Glimmer Posts. Looks like he might be just a little bit out of gas here. We don't really want to trade these guys with their 2/2s just yet. I think what we want to do is drop Hero, and then next turn drop Honor the Pure. Like, he could still have Bonfire and just get us. But I think it's probably what we want to be doing here. It's just dropping Hero. Kind of set up a big turn next turn, that way we're able to drop Honor the Pure and just push in. Like this way he flips a Hunt Master and gets one of our Relic Orders, which is definitely a little bit annoying, but we're certainly not blocking his Solemn. Now he just takes out Relic Order, gets us to 9. So like if we drop Honor the Pure here and we bash in, we're basically pushing 3, 6, 10, 14 points of damage, which doesn't quite do it. He just swings back and kills us. Yuck. We could also drop Riders. Problem is then he can just trample over for the win. We could also just attack and then give Judgment, I guess. What is the play here? We can drop Riders for Werewolf and then bash in with Hero and get in for a little bit of damage. That way, so if we do that, yeah, I think that's the play. Like this way next turn he's able to pump 8 points. So if we block here, block there, pumps 8, plus 1 is 9, and he just kills us anyways. So we actually can't even attack. Yuck. So maybe next turn he just bashes in and then pushes, and yeah, so we have to sit. Might have been better to just Wrath right there. It's hard to say. He gets so much reach with the Wolf Run there. Yuck. Ugh. And this might just be it. We drop to 1. If he has Bonfire or Slagstorm, really just about anything we just lose here. And there's the bonfire. So unfortunately that is the match. What could we have done differently there? Well, I'm not sure, to be honest. Problem is he has so many wrath effects for our early game. We're really in a tough spot. War and Peace helps out. I mean, I think if we have Destiny, it helps out to try to stick it on someone and to get a little bit of traction there. But our deck is really not set up to handle Ravager as it stands right now. So we will see you guys for the next round.